Hi, it's Therese from Lostinpaper, and I'm back with my Same But Different Christmas card series 2017, and today I have a theme, and the theme is Poinsettia and Pine. So I've chosen lots of beautiful products. This is a more traditional style series of cards, and I have 6 different cards to share with you today, well, same but different. And I'm starting off by stamping out the Build-A-Flower from New. This is the poinsettia, and I wanted the cream flower, so I've just chosen inks that I thought would work really well for a cream flower design. It's almost more yellow actually, but it's really pretty. I just didn't want to go with the classic sort of red poinsettia here. Because it's a Build-A-Flower, it does come with the matching die, and I thought it would be a great time saver to use that as well. For my leaves, I've used the same stamp. So this is the same flower stamp, and I'm actually just stamping it out in green and doing the same thing, not using every layer, only using 3 of the layers, the 2 base layers and the outline layer. And I'm doing this a couple of times because I am going to create 2 designs here using the same flowers. Now I have a top fold landscape card that I've added some. It's a recycled, it's not even really a cardstock, it's more like a paper directly to the front of that. And then I've just popped my flower up on the leaf and then adhere that directly to the base. I've got a couple of die cut sentiments. So this, I'm using some Mirror Gold cardstock. I've added some adhesive to the back of it, because if you've ever used any liquid glue near Mirror Gold cardstock, you know why I'm making it into a sticker. I just get it everywhere. The Wishes is the New die, it's the holiday script words, and I just wanted to add the word Christmas, which came from the night before Christmas. I'll just emboss that, heat emboss that in some rich gold and some gold embossing powder. The second design is very similar. The only real difference is the layout of the card, and I used a penny black, Merry Christmas, and it's a very similar font, really beautiful sort of scripty font. And I added some gold glitter. It's called Gold Rush, and it's like glass glitter. It's really heavy, and I did use some glossy accents to hold that in place, so it did take a while to dry. It's not a very bright bold card for me. I know it's a little bit subtle. My second 2 designs are going to be pine cones, and I'm using it's a penny black set called Nature's Gifts, and it's really sort of, what's the word I'm trying to think of? It has almost like silhouette images in it. So what I've done here is just use my Memento inks to sort of layer up some colour and add some depth. I could have come in with some pencils and done this, but I did want it to be, I didn't want to make it too complicated, so it was just much easier to come in and use my inks to add just a little bit of depth and make it look a little bit artsy. I haven't used my Memento inks very much lately. I only have the little dewdrops, and I find that they last. I've had these for years, and they're really pretty colours, and you can use them with Copics, which is what I'm doing here. So I stamped out these couple of pine cones. They're from the New set called Poinsettia and Pine, and I used the rich cocoa Memento ink because it's alcohol marker friendly. And I'm just coming in with some Copic markers and doing some really simple colouring. I didn't want to complicate this too much today. I haven't got the time. This set I've also got a matching die for, so I do 2 of these. I only show you the colouring of one, and I have sped it up quite a bit. And so then I can just run them both through my die cutting machine. The sentiment comes from, now this is also from the night before Christmas, and I actually stamped that out. It looks like it's in black, but it was in the Northern Pine Memento ink, and then this one I did stamp out in black. I've got some gold glitter washi tape. It's a real thin washi tape. It's from Express It, and it comes in a pack of like 100,000 beautiful fun colours. Not quite that many, but anyway, I did add some of that to some green cardstock, put that on the base of a side fold portrait card. I know, right? It's so different for me. And for the second card, I've used a darker green panel, and I'm just popping that up on some fun foam on the front of my card. And all these bits and pieces, all these pine leaves and mistletoe and berries, these were left over. I actually had put them back in the packet because I was going to use them on a card last year and they just didn't work, and I thought I might as well try and use them this year, and I love that. Do you have all these bits and pieces just sort of sitting around waiting to be used, thinking, oh yeah. Now I'm much better now. I either use them, often I just ditch them. Otherwise I just sit there and they get in my road and they make me feel guilty. Oh, as long as they're not too pretty or important, then I stick them around my room. Alright, so I just used some glue dots to put all that together, and they are very different, these cards, but they have the same thing. And I think they're fun. And for my last two cards, I decided to go with poinsettias again. This time I've got two little cardstock panels. These are just my normal weight cardstock, which probably was a poor decision at the time. In retrospect, I probably would have used some Bristol cardstock here, but I'm stamping out, this is penny black, called Winter Joy, and it's a beautiful poinsettia. And I've heat embossed it with some gold embossing powder and coming in with my zigs. I thought about colouring it with pencils. I thought it's going to be too hard. I did think about Inktense pencils. It probably would have been a good choice because I know that they hold up fairly well on this paper. But usually I can't get my zigs to blend very well on this cardstock. So it did seem to work. Not too badly, I suppose. I did just do small areas at a time, so I didn't have very much time to dry. But in retrospect, I think a Bristol cardstock would have been a much wiser choice. I've only got 3 different colours for the petals. Well, they're not actually petals, are they? Poinsettias are actually leaves. So they're just coloured leaves. So I am colouring them up. I have listed the zig colours at my blog if you are interested in which colours I use, but I think they look really pretty together. The sentiment that I heat embossed on both of them also comes from an Alta New set which is called Happy Holidays. It has some really nice fonts in it. The second card, very plain and simple, added a red card base, some gold twine, and then popped up the panel. I have also decided to add some sequins to both of these designs just to amp it up a little bit. The 4-bar one I just added to a 4-bar card. And that's my cards today. Thanks so much for joining me. If you hang around to the end of the video, I'll link the previous 2 years Same But Different Christmas card series, and I hope you check them out too, and I hope you're inspired. Till next time, happy paper crafting. Bye.